Joined by Jake Gricius of the University of Calgary, the Canada West WHL Grad of the month of January. Jake, 12 points in 6 games for you. Let's talk about your play on the ice here. You guys have been rolling, but personally, you managed to kind of be right at the top of your team in terms of scoring production over the month of January. How's everything feeling for you here in your second year at the U of C? And what would you maybe attribute to some of the success that you're enjoying on the ice?
Yeah, I mean, we've been having a really good year. I think we started the year 3-3, and then we've just been on a roll ever since. So I mean, obviously it's easy to play good on a winning team, and I think everyone's kind of buying in and chipping in, and it makes it a lot easier. And then obviously playing with a guy like Stotts, we've been playing really well together and been able to find each other all over the ice this year. So I think that's been helping a lot. And obviously, we have a really good group of guys. We have a really good decor. Our goaltending's outstanding, and our forward group is really deep. So it kind of makes it easy whenever you have a really good team.
I've asked some of your teammates about this over the course of the season as well. You've kind of joined a team here in Calgary that consists of a lot of guys that you've played kind of with and against over the course of your hockey career here in Western Canada and the United States. I mean, is there a familiarity factor there when stepping into maybe a bit of a different environment at university?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I kind of got reached out to by my old teammates Matthew Quigley and Brennan DeYoung, and they kind of helped recruit me here. And that's actually who I live with right now, is both of them. So obviously that made the transition to Calgary a lot easier, and all the boys have been really good, and everyone was super welcoming. So yeah, it's really given me a home up here, and I stayed last summer, so I love it a lot, and it's been a lot of fun.
Even despite the cold?
Yeah, even despite the cold. I mean, I'm from Colorado, so I'm used to it, but not this cold, that's for sure.
I'm from Vancouver, and I'm definitely not. Let's talk about the Dinos. You guys set the Canada West consecutive wins record, a record that still is standing right now as we speak. Accented perhaps by the Crowchild Classic last weekend at the Saddle Dome. Take me through this run you guys have been on, and tell me about that night too, because I know that was an important night for the conference and for both schools taking part to be able to kind of take in that experience again.
Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty crazy. I mean, if you told me at the start of the year that we were going to win, however many it's been, 19 in a row, I don't know if I would have believed you, but everyone's just bought in. And I mean, we started with 5, and then we just kind of all bought in, and we didn't ever think we were going to lose. So, I mean, going into every weekend, we've kind of had the mentality that, like, winning is everything, and anything less we won't really accept. And then to write it up, like, to be able to beat the record for the Crowchild Classic, playing in front of the entire school, like, that was pretty special, and everyone really enjoyed that, and it was a really good game. So yeah, honestly, couldn't have wrote it up any better.
You touched on it, Jake. You're from Colorado, and here in Canada, we hear a lot of stories about young athletes heading south of the border to go to school and to pursue academic and athletic careers. But you've kind of taken the reverse path here. You come from the United States, you play in the Western League in Portland, and then come north to the University of Calgary here to take advantage of the WHL scholarship. Just maybe kind of take me through that decision, and you touched on it briefly with your former Winterhawks teammates, maybe helping and lending a helping hand. But what really prompted you to come north and come to Calgary?
Well, I mean, honestly, going when I was going to pick what team I was going to go to, the only team I would have gone to in the Western Hockey League was Portland, and they reached out, and everything like that kind of worked out. And then as far as making my decision here, I really wanted to stay west, make it easy kind of for my parents to come out and visit me. And obviously, I know even guys on MRU, like, I know a lot of guys in Calgary, and it just made the decision a lot easier. I wasn't going somewhere where I didn't know anyone, and I had to make a bunch of new friends in, like, a new country. And so yeah, I think that definitely had a big impact on where I went. And then, like I said, it's been amazing here. So
The Canada West Conference has made a lot of headlines here in the last week for professional hockey too. You look at Luke Philp, who played at the University of Alberta, getting the call up with the Blackhawks last week. You look at Matt Berlin, who plays at the U of A now, who got the emergency backup situation in Edmonton over the weekend. When you look at stories like that, and just kind of feel good, heartwarming stories like that, even for
yeah.
yourself and for your teammates. I mean, how much of a motivation is that to think about the fact that there is a certain professional future for you guys following playing in youth sports, and just some of the the motivating factors behind seeing stories like that from other players that have gone this route.
Yeah, I mean, it's really awesome to see guys coming out of Canada West and having success in pro. I think there's a few other guys I know, like a guy like Matt Alfaro who used to play here. He's up playing pro, and even our captain last year, he's in the coast playing pro. I mean, for any of the guys to make it out of here and go play anywhere, whether it's in Europe or North America, it's really cool to see. And I mean, I think everyone's goal coming out of here is either to get a really good job or go keep the dream alive and keep playing pro somewhere. So, I mean, it definitely helps make the dream seem in reach, I guess you could say, that it's not too far away. Like you didn't just come to school and then you can't play hockey anymore after. So it's really cool to see for sure.
What are you studying at the U of C?
I'm in arts right now. I'm going to get into communications and media studies.
Right on. Tell me about Portland. You mentioned earlier that it was kind of, when it came to the Western League, it was where you had your heart and your eyes set on in terms of going to play. And you spent your entire WHL career with the Winterhawks, Jake. When you look back on your time in the Rose City, what are some of the memories, some of the people that kind of stand out for you?
Yeah, I mean, everyone in Portland was awesome, from the staff to the players to anyone there. I mean, everyone. It's a hockey city, and I had so much fun playing there. I mean, I met teammates that I'll have for a lifetime, and even guys like my roommates now. Like, it was just an unbelievable feeling, and even my billet family, who I lived with for 3 years there, they were awesome, and they always took care of me. And I mean, there's no place like Portland. I truly believe that.
You come from Colorado Springs and went up through the system in the USA Hockey before coming to the Western Hockey League. If you had the chance to kind of maybe speak to someone who was in your path, in your shoes 6, 7 years ago, and we're thinking about what route to choose, I mean, what would some of the things about the Western Hockey League and the WHL scholarship come forefront to your mind that you look back on as positive experiences that you would maybe pass along as advice to people seeking it from you?
Yeah, I mean, I think a big thing is people think that once you go to the Western League, there's no college to come from it. I mean, that was my outlook on it. And then once you get in and they kind of explain everything, you understand that you do have something to fall back on and how important the schooling's every like the scholarship is.